CGTN Radio. Hear the difference.
Now the news. I'm Tian Yu. Today is the 73rd anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. In the capital, Beijing, large crowds of people gathered to witness the raising of the national flag in Tiananmen Square at sunrise. Commemorations also took place in the special administrative regions of Hong Kong and Macau. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres had sent his best wishes.
I would like to congratulate the Chinese people on their National Day with my best wishes in relation to the country and in relation to the people of China.
On Friday, Chinese leaders marked the 73rd anniversary of New China's founding with a reception. Gao Yiming has more.
A memorable reception at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing. President Xi Jinping and other senior Chinese leaders, as well as nearly 500 guests from home and abroad, gathered to celebrate the 73rd anniversary of the People's Republic of China. In an address, Premier Li Keqiang said the Chinese people have overcome all kinds of difficulties and made great achievements over the past 73 years. Li said the Communist Party of China will convene its 20th National Congress this year. He stressed the significance of the event, saying it'll be held at a critical moment when the whole party and the people of all ethnic groups are building a comprehensive socialist modern country and marching towards the second centenary goal.
A Chinese envoy says China is seriously concerned about the recent leaks and underwater explosions on the Nord Stream gas pipeline. China's Deputy Permanent Representative to the United Nations, Geng Shuang, says China is ready to cooperate with all parties to ensure the safety of cross-border infrastructure.
We've noticed that current information on the leaks points to possible acts of sabotage rather than accidents. If confirmed, this would constitute an attack on multinational civilian facilities and undersea pipelines, which is against international law. We've also noticed that all stakeholders believe it is necessary to conduct an objective, impartial, and professional investigation into the leakage.
He says physical disruption of the pipeline has exacerbated the energy supply shortages in Europe. He says consumers around the world, particularly those in developing countries, are likely to suffer from the subsequent volatility in the energy markets and soaring energy prices. EU energy ministers have reached a political agreement on emergency measures to mitigate the current high prices of electricity. The reduction of demand for electricity during the winter is the first of these emergency measures. The Council of the EU says it has agreed to a voluntary overall reduction target of 10% of gross electricity consumption and a mandatory reduction target of 5% in peak hours. Russian President Vladimir Putin had signed treaties to begin the process of absorbing parts of Ukraine into Russia. In a ceremony in the Kremlin, Putin and the heads of the 4 regions of Ukraine put their names on treaties for them to join Russia. Putin said that his country will never give up the occupied areas and will protect them as part of its sovereign territory. Meantime, Ukraine has dismissed Putin's remarks, saying the future of Ukraine is being decided on the battlefields of Ukraine. The signing came 3 days after the completion of referendums in Lugansk, Donetsk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia on joining Russia. Ukraine says it doesn't acknowledge the votes and denounced them as illegitimate and a land grab. The U.S. government has slapped new sanctions on Russia following Moscow's formal recognition of 4 Ukrainian regions as Russian territory. The measures target personnel in Russia's military-industrial complex and members of Russia's legislature for enabling the referendums. U.S. President Joe Biden had said he looks forward to signing legislation from Congress that will provide an additional $12 billion to support Ukraine. This comes after his administration on Wednesday announced an additional round of security assistance to Ukraine worth $1.1 billion. The European Commission has urged the member states of the European Union to tighten their visa procedures and heighten border checks for Russian citizens. The European Commissioner for Home Affairs says the guidelines come in response to the recent escalation in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff says North Korea fired 2 short-range ballistic missiles toward its eastern waters on Saturday. This came after North Korea fired 2 short-range ballistic missiles into its eastern waters on Thursday and Wednesday. And that's the news. I'm Tian Yu.